that is absolutely true. Now, of course, the things you find in the very early portion of the game can sort of lead you in various directions. No sword today, of course. You don't really expect it. There is a red rupee.
Just some quick cash so you can buy the bottle fender item.
And that is a blue cane for SuperNinTaylor, and Cobb will be joining us shortly. Meaning, this is a bit of a challenging start, but the boots. Let me tell you something about the boots. A lot of runners want to see that very early. A lot of runners, maybe not.
But a lot of watchers might want to see it as well, and us casters, I like to see it early as well.
Yeah, there's nothing better than seeing somebody who knows how to use the boots, which is why you should never watch me run. No, I'm kidding. But SuperNinTaylor picks up a bomb as well. Now, with the boots, there's actually no need to farm bombs for the back of escape. And this is something I forgot once. So, just another big 20 in the boomerang chest. That gives us, 2 more spots for that small key to appear.
Using the pots to conserve just a bit of magic.
Yeah, with blue cane or bombs, I usually like to go ahead and use pot strats on the guard. And I think with red cane too. And here we are. We are now joined by Cobb in the race and starting up at looking a few seconds behind, but that is okay. Both of them managing to get that bomb drop, it looks like. And we head to the back. So the back of Escape, no keys found. So we're gonna find the first key inside that vanilla location in the back of us, in the dark section of Escape. And then there are 3 chests in the Escape section in the very back that you usually want bombs for, but the boots allow you to just bonk through that wall, so no need to worry about that.
Also, a thing to consider: having early boots makes it that one runner can't check an item via a sequence break and gain a lead by finding boots.
Yep. Though the boots themselves do open up a few sequence breaks of their own. Boots water walking is a nice little trick that a lot of people can pull off. And if you're just really, really good, you can pull off hovering, which is just some sort of, superhuman feat.
I like that joke. Feet.
Yeah, I was just gonna leave that lying there.
I'm
In fact,
sorry.
I didn't realize it was a joke until I was halfway through saying it, and I was like, "This is gonna be great." Anyway, and NinTaylor is just gonna go ahead and use the bomb. Have we seen the map? I don't think we have.
I thought it was on that first chest, but I could be mistaken.
Well, then, I don't know what I'm talking about. And COB is going to go ahead and use the bombs, or use the boots, so not needing to wait on the bomb situation.
And a sub 6 minutes escape sequence from SuperNinTaylor.
And a piece of heart in the escape, so now we get to the portion where it is possible for routes to diverge, but usually they don't. I do expect both runners to go ahead and hit the bonk rods while they're here. Oh, COB's just skipping them.
Oh.
That is the hammer in the bonk rocks.
And $20 at the tier 2 triple I think. Or tier 1 could also be.
It's going to be tier 2.
And it's really nice for the money for Bottle Fender.
Oh, cape on the lumberjack cave.
But having Cane of Burna makes Spike Cave not locked by Ega. Only Bumper Cave will be.
Yeah, so I think if I'm SuperNinTaylor, because if SuperNinTaylor wants to check something, it'll probably be that Bumper Cave later on. Whereas COB may not have as much incentive. Alright, so COB saving that one bomb from escape. SuperNinTaylor actually did pick one more up on the way out of escape with a little bit of extra farming. Getting quite a few hearts and some additional bombs in Blind's hut, so getting bailed out on having to go buy some immediately.
But 4 bombs as the triple. I think it was tier 4. 4, what?
It was 4, packs of 4 is what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah. I believe that is the tier 1 triple is what caused that. Alright, so COB swung his net around and found a bow.
Well, if you're strong enough, you could also throw arrows with your with the bug net.
So that is a mirror in the back of the well. They also found the blue mail in Blind's hut, so plenty of action here in Kakariko Village.
V29 does have a lot of seeds where you have a lot of items early on, but it bottlenecks into one item, your go mode item, which will be in the most obnoxious location ever.
And it will basically always be the ice rod. That's not entirely true, but you know.
Well, we've already got the life lesson from Bottle Fender guy. Will Zora be not a life lesson?
Who knows? We will need to go ahead and get quite a bit more money before we can pull that one off. But Cobb managed to find the half magic in the back of the tavern, which is just a wonderful thing to find. SuperNinTaylor will, of course, pick that up, you know, momentarily. But we gotta hope for Cobb's sake that he does go ahead and remember to go check the bonk rocks.
And
Oh, those are the silver arrows on the race game.
let's see if Super Nin will go ahead and do it first immediately, or if he will check it first.
Neither player opting for the full heart container on the library.
And you could see both runners stuttering just a little bit because of processing the silver arrows on the ledge and then thinking, no, not safe and quitting out right now.
Yeah, you want the silvers. I mean, you don't want to not pick them up and then let your opponent have that advantage, because the silvers are, you know, extremely useful even outside of Ganon. And with the bow, we can go finish Eastern Palace right now, and that would be a really quick fight at the end. Alright, so we move on to the dam area as Cobb pulls out a mirror and gets a sword.
We will not be hugging enemies anymore. We will just run at them and have a pointy object in front of us.
That is certainly one way to make enemies see your point. Alright, Cobb now heading into the mini Moldorm cave. Gonna take care of these things using a combination of bomb strats and sword strats. Piece of heart, a lamp, a bomb upgrade, a green rupee, and some bombs. So the lamp is the real important thing we found here in Mini Moldorm Cave.
We are just a sword upgrade away from Aga.
Oh, that is true. That being said, we also have the hammer. So we're hammer and, or, you know, glove and moon pearl away from Dark World access otherwise. Cobb gonna go ahead and check the Ice Rod Cave. That is a big 20. Alright, Cobb, go check Bonk Rocks. He thought about it.
But he'll be going towards Eastern Palace area, I suppose.
Yeah. If he gets the glove or something, then he can go up to Death Mountain or something. Death Mountain, and then, you know, possibly avoid, you know, having that cost him any time.
And Taylor getting the water wall glitch.
It's a very nice glitch. Though, in this particular state... Oh, we found the powder! Which is interesting, because when Taylor gets the powder, he can actually turn it in. But yeah, one thing I found interesting about that dash glitch that SuperNinTaylor did is he elected to go to Hobo with it. You know, it's going to make it where you lose that dash once you get back up there. One thing you can do is get the dash glitch ready and then go ahead and do the fake flipper. Go to Hobo and then activate the dash glitch from Hobo if you want to continue doing water checks. Oh, there is the single arrow in Eastern Palace. That is about as hype as the chat wants it to be.
That is one way to instantly get a Armos Knight away.
Yep. It's not like there's, you know, a metric ton of arrows under the pots here in Eastern Palace or anything.
I'm just saying, this one arrow will be the arrow.
Okay.
And for Taylor, that will be his 6th arrow.
Like the big key for Eastern is going to be off in its vanilla location. But I mean, given the equipment you have right now, you've got the bow, you've got the lamp, and that's basically all you need for Eastern. But based on that, it does seem like the seed is pointing you toward Eastern.
Well, they were running towards Eastern as well, so there's another thing they're pointing towards Eastern.
That is true.
And one tip I always got when I play, pointy edge goes outwards, not inwards.
That is generally a good idea. There we go, Cobb picking up a few more arrows there. And that's the last item in Eastern, so nothing really to write home about here. There are literally more rupees lying around in Eastern than we found in the chests. For a second there, I thought Cobb was going to go get the rupees that are lying around in Eastern. But you are going to have to go ahead and finish off Armos Knights at some point, so it might as well be now. Now the good news for Cobb is without that extra sword, there's no way he can get jebaited into going to Aga.
What would their next play be? I think we only have Agina's cave left.
Yeah, I think you're not. I think that is it.
Let's see if Cobb will pick up his hammer right here.
I imagine he will. Yeah, Zora's not technically in logic. Oh yeah, Batman.
So we have 2 item locations left. It could be the Dark World access. It could also be Death Mountain access, or it could be Ega Tower access.
Yep, you're gonna want to see one of those things coming from either here or Agina's cave.
And what will we get cursed with today? Will we have to? Will the curse be having to walk all the way to desert for Agina's cave?
I think the curse is going to be the curse to turn sideways. Wait, that's a different game. It's a glove!
That's Death Mountain access. That's right now. 4 more items. No wait, 6 and 7. 13 items.
Yeah, the whole silly thing. except for Ether Tablet.
At first I was like, wait, that's only Spectacle Rock and Hera because of Mirror. Wait, no, Hammer, so we can go full right as well. Watch this be nothing and real progression be in Agina's cave.
And Cobb is going to go ahead and check the Lumberjack Cave, which SuperNinTaylor already has. So he's going to find out about that bumper cave blocker there. Alright, so we still need to find that Moon Pearl before we can actually access the Dark World.
I don't know why the old man had 3 bombs while waiting in the mountain, but he did. Or are they just misunderstood bowling balls?
Well, speaking of misunderstood bowling balls, I don't know how this actually segues, but there is a flipper up on top of Spectacle Rock, and there's a book inside of it.
And this opens up Desert Palace and Ether Tablet. No, wait, not yet. We need another sword for that.
Ooh, and SuperNinTaylor with the very nice bomb jump there.
And we have Zora area, which was also unlocked by the gloves, but it's still something.
Yeah, and you also get access to Hobo and the waterfall and stuff like that with the flippers, which you don't necessarily with the glove. Now let's go look at what Ether Tablet has. Just money. Hobo has been checked. It's not. There's nothing there of any real use. I believe it's another heart container, which is why SuperNinTaylor has it and Cobb doesn't. And we are gonna have to take a coffee break today. SuperNinTaylor has no interest in taking a break. He's gonna make a show out of this.
just some exercise for the A button.
Acquired. Time to go finish off this dungeon now. I imagine the most likely strat our runners will use for Moldorm in this case will be hammer strats.
And it looks like we're getting a show from COB as well.
Did they sync this up? Because they did the exact same thing with the pots. Ooh, there's some red mail.
I don't think I don't know. Well, nah, I'm not gonna say it. Never mind.
Nobody really needs red mail, but I mean, I'm not gonna turn it down if it shows up.
Unless it shows up on a location far out of the way.
Yeah, if it's like pedestal, it's like no.
Just like Super was right there. He was like, nope, not gonna deal with you today, Moldorm.
Well, he hadn't checked this chest yet, so we wanted to make sure he got that taken care of before he actually went to the Moldorm fight. So with the hammer, it takes 3 hits, and there's no chance of putting Moldorm in his frenzied state. Downside is you can't really hold out your sword and prevent the knockbacks. That is the second item, another heart container. And Cobb is setting up the bomb jump. Okay, yeah, he's gonna do the bonk strats. I was like, that's not gonna be far enough. Oh, bonk.
Getting bonked by the dead rock.
Yeah, the compass was in the cage downstairs. Alright, so SuperNinTaylor gonna deal with the spiral cave here. Piece of heart in spiral cave. As we move on to one of the more one of the highest concentration of items in the game, the Paradox Cave. And ether.
2 potential go mode items, but well, we're just coming up with all these items right now. The only things we're missing, or possibly could be missing, are Ice Rod, Hook Shot, Flute, Moon Pearl, Cape if Bumper Cave is something, King of Samaria, and both the other medallions.
So here's the thing. We still don't have the Moon Pearl. And so despite all this progress, we still got a possibility that, you know, Aghanim will be required just to get to the Dark World. Cape is behind Aga, so it could be required for Bumper Cave, but that's about it. on the desert ledge, we have a +5 arrow upgrade. We're going to use the book to get inside.
And interesting to see that we did not get a Guinness Cave check here from Min.
I'm actually on board with this play. The idea is you save a Guinness Cave for last and save and quit out. Since you're going to be able to full clear this dungeon.
And as for the walls, boot locked, but we have the boot, so it's open.
One small key for SuperNinTaylor, and we'll be heading to the right-hand side. Now we're going to find the big key over here. Whether we find the other item or the map is up to the RNG. That is one of the two items. So now either Len Mola's or the big chest have the item. Alright, that's it for items here in Desert. So we're going to be able to pick up that crystal, but once again, Moon Pearl is MIA.
And we have Zora area and a Guinness Cave left with guaranteed items at least.
Right. Zora area. Both of our runners ending up taking roughly the same routes here, except for COB with respect to the hammer early on, but that's about it. Yeah, so I mean, you're gonna go Zora at this point because we don't even have access to Aghanim. So I mean, you're just being funneled there.
Luckily, we do have the money for Zora, so we don't have to farm.
So SuperNinTaylor doing silver arrow strats here on Lanmo, getting the 2 cycle.
Let's see, will Aghanim Cave, Agina's Cave have the answer?
I mean, at this point, Agina's Cave could be Aghanim's Cave if we find the Master Sword here. Nope, just some bombs. So it's time to go swimming, SuperNinTaylor.
We could also find Titan Smiths and then Moon Pearl being in Super Bunny Cave.
Well, no, that's not in logic. It is not in logic for the moon pearl to be in that cave, unfortunately. It would be cool. Oh boy, nothing in the waterfall cave. We're down to 2 locations. There it is, it's on the ledge.
And thus, Ekenim was defeated.
And Zora proper today, handing out all his love and affection. Well, your map tracker may not say that you need Merle to check Super Bunny Cave, but it is considered a glitch, and this is no glitches logic.
Will NinTaylor check Bumper Cave immediately, or will he go do Skullwood's Thieves Town route?
Yeah, I imagine we may see, as distasteful as this is to me, I may have wanted to go to Skull Woods here, just so along the way I can kind of hit up the Bumper Cave in case it's necessary.
And I thought Pendant Thieves Town, Pendant Mire, and Pendant Ice Palace from what I saw.
Yep, and Skullwoods is definitely one of the 5-6 crystals. I didn't see which one was the other one. So some money here in Skull Woods as NinTaylor now heads to the back.
And Skullwoods is fully completable.
We do have that half magic and the fire rod, so that sort of mitigates the downside of just having the fire sword at the moment. Did get the big key out of its vanilla location, but SuperNinTaylor is going to press on.
Well, you're getting past that big key you're going past that big key anywho, so might as well just press on.
And I believe it was Ice Palace that was the green pendant, is that correct?
I did not watch for the green pendant.
So the thing is, what I remember seeing blue and red on Thieves Town and Mire. So I guess Ice had to be the green. Yep, there we go. Ice Palace is green. Oh yeah. The other 5-6 crystal was in the light world. Excuse me. And we've got Height Cave happening. That is a +10 bomb upgrade. Followed by Piece of Heart. Another Piece of Heart. a red rupee, and a blue rupee. That is straight garbo across the board. And COB is expressing his opinion of that particular hype cave. The second item, Skullwood's nothing doing here. Will we get a pedestal check?
It looks like it.
Absolutely will. This is 10 arrows. Totally not required. I was going to say totally required in a sarcastic way, and then I decided sarcasm may not translate well. There is the Master Sword inside good old K45 over there.
This means that Aga is open and thus
Yep, and if SuperNinTaylor decides to check the bumper cave here, we'll find out if it's actually required. Because that is the one little wrinkle in our dead Aga situation. COB with an interesting strategy here at the digging game finds a B.
and there's Taylor's first bottle, which
I do apologize, I'm
coincidentally-
having a little trouble with the restream right now. There we go.
Let's see the play COB will be making.
So COB will be heading up to Skullwoods as well. And SuperNinTaylor does the first forecheck of Thieves Town and nopes out.
And we will most likely get a bumper cave check here.
Alright, moment of truth. Is Aga dead? Yes! Aga is very, very dead. We have killed him with our logic. and another sword at the King's Tomb. So it is likely that our runners will be able to get everything they need in that department. Now, I am noticing a curious situation with some of these items. Now, personally, if I were NinTaylor, my next destination would be, I think at this point I might go Catfish Pyramid Pod. And there's the ice rod at the Graveyard Ledge.
I wonder what the item will be that will bottleneck this seed.
I mean, at this point, it's probably going to be Cana Samaria. Or Hookshot. It could be Hookshot. That could be fun. Put Hookshot on Laser Bridge. If Pyramid has a required medallion, you jump in the water and swim to it. Or you just use the hammer to go across the bridge. There are plenty of ways to get to the pyramid. Alright, so NinTaylor picks up the Tempered Sword. So that is basically all the equipment you could ever want to deal with Ganon at the end. I mean, the Butter Sword wouldn't hurt, but you're not really hurting for it.
It's only good that we don't get hurt for Butter Sword, as we usually point the pointy edge away, like I said earlier.
Good call. Good call.
Wait, no, never mind. And that is bottle number 3.
Alright, so SuperNinTaylor now finally going to head and check out the Hype Cave here, but we know it's going to be complete garbage. Now, will Cobb go for Graveyard Ledge? Yes, it looks like that is correct, so we are not going to have one runner with an Orphaned Ice Rod. That's good.
And it looks like Taylor is making the play on Swamp Palace. Without the hookshot, it isn't full clearable.
That is interesting. The front end of Swamp play, not really one I would necessarily want to do, especially given the fact that Pod is full clearable. So Cobb getting that tempered sword. We'll see where Cobb decides to go. It looks like he's going to head back toward the village. Oh, nope. I stand corrected. He's headed toward Catfish. And what does our Catfish have? Piece of heart. And that'll do it for Catfish.
And after that piece of heart, we're piecing out.
Alright, Compass Chest in Swamp. What do you got? Boomerang.
That's a weird compass.
It is. I mean, at least the boomerang seems to know where it's going. And Cobb, yeah, it looks like we're gonna get the... oh, we're doing the big bomb check. Wow, I didn't even think about that, but yes, they have both 5 and 6 crystals already. So we can do this, we can do the bomb, we can do the pyramid ledge itself, and then go straight on to pod. This is great. I love this route. So 2 chests over here on the left side, and if the big key is over here, 1 more in the middle. And unless you find the hookshot, you are done here in Swamp.
Or you can hover.
You can't hover Swamp. Holy crap! Fat Fairy with the mitts and the Cane of Samaria. Cobb, why didn't you check the pyramid? The reason you can't hover Swamp is because it's not a hole, it's a ledge. And that is it for Swamp. As usual, Swamp is garbage. And Taylor attempting to do some damage boost dash strats with this bomb.
And leaves the bomb behind.
But he... Oh, I thought he successfully duplicated, but by transitioning when the timer was 0, but that was a negatory. Fairy with the goods today. Alright, so it looks like we've actually found both of the non-key items in the front of Pod, so we know that everything else up here is going to be a small key. Alright, so the Pyramid Ledge, which we did not get to see, is just a piece of heart, so it's not going to hurt Cobb.
That's a peace of mind for the COB lovers.
And a piece of heart. And a red rupee, meaning, unless I'm mistaken, both of the chests down here in the rupee room ought to be small keys as well. Cobb will now be heading to the dark room, or the dark maze. And I imagine after clearing out Pod, the next destination for Cobb will be Dark Death Mountain. Mainly because you need to figure out, one, do you have the medallion for Turtle Rock? And two, there's a good little cache of items up there you can get if you do. And even if you don't. The Moon Pearl was on Zora's Ledge. Basically requiring, funneling all of our runners into that point. Taylor did check the Pyramid Ledge. It was a piece of heart. And we're heading on to Helmasaur. It does seem unlikely to me that Cobb will need to go back and check that, but it is possible. There are so many other places he could check, though, right now. It seems a little bit less appealing.
And just a little past 1 hour, Cobb enters his Helmasaur King fight.
4 slashes with that tempered sword to take down Helmasaur. And that's going to be Cobb's 5th crystal with the Bombos medallion to boot. So that is, you know, possibly another medallion that's required for Turtle Rock. So who knows?
And Taylor getting the hammer jump, bomb jump.
Yeah, the hammer jump is a very nice it's a very nice situation there. And it's a very nice trick to pull off. It is like double pixel perfect. Yeah, so the idea with the progressive swords is when you find a sword, it will be the next sword in your list. So if you've already found the Master Sword and you find another sword, it will be the Tempered Sword. If somebody else loots them in a different order, they will get the Tempered Sword in the other location.
And we will soon find out if we are in hookshot go mode for this seed, if we do not have the Turtle Rock medallion required to open it.
Turtle Rock is Ether, which, if I recall correctly, we found in Paradox Cave earlier. Now, it looks like Cobb is setting up to go directly into Turtle Rock, which does make sense because you don't need the hookshot to clear it out, and if you find the hookshot, then you avoid wasting time checking Super Bunny and Hookshot Cave. Now, one thing you have to remember is when you head over to the right side here, you got to go a different way when you don't have the hookshot. Never mind!
And we are in go mode. Just a little bit past 1 hour in. Oh wait, no, we've got the hook shot. I was thinking COB went the wrong way around, but we got a hook shot.
Exactly, we just picked it up. So there we go, Cobb picking up the hook shot. That is going to make it. That's going to make Swamp Palace a go mode situation, and I believe we can pretty well definitively say that Cobb is in the lead here, but it's not a lead that's insurmountable with execution differences. Bacon was either King's Tomb or K45, depending on the order you picked it up in.
And Taylor is following suit. He's going over towards Turtle Rock as well. And it will be interesting to see if Taylor decides to go and check Super Bunny Cave and Hookshot Cave before entering Turtle Rock.
It looks like NinTaylor is going to go ahead and check those overworld locations real fast, but I imagine we don't go as far as, say, Spike Cave. Now, you can do fancy hover tricks in Hookshot Cave to open those other chests, but if you're just looking for the hookshot, there's no point. Hookshot was the very first chest in Turtle Rock. SuperNinTaylor will be picking that up shortly. Oh no! SuperNinTaylor's going right first. So he's gonna have to do this long route and then go back the other way and get the hookshot. He's like, "Are you kidding me right now?"
And it's interesting to note, none of the pendant dungeons were required this seed.
Yep, no need to dip any of them. SuperNinTaylor did dip the first 4 of Thieves Town, but I don't think COB touched it at all. And there's that small key that we're looking for.
And not gonna bother checking any more item locations for possibly Potter.
Yeah, at this point, even as, you know, admittedly awful as I am at this game, I would be go-moding the snot out of it. Firehead down, Icehead shortly. And then all COB has to do after this is mirror, or I guess save and quit. Start from your own house, go to Swamp, go mode that thing, and then get back up here to go to GT. We don't have a flute. So for those of you hoping to see Swag Duck today, well, you'll see him at the very end. Yeah, the duck that shows up in the final cutscene is just a cutscene. And Cobb now about to enter Swamp Palace. Getting that hammer ready. He knows he's going to need that, and then the rest of the dungeon, you just need the hook shot. Go mode swamp is a thing of beauty.
And Taylor is not checking that last chest on Blazer Bridge as well.
No reason to do that once you're as go mode as these guys are. This is going to be a pretty fast race. Like sub 130 is all over this. Like sub 125 is possible. Have to be basically a god GT, but it could be.
And Taylor's going for the fast backdoor route or tactic on Trinex.
Yeah. With the Butter Sword, it's possible to get a 0 cycle with that. With the Tempered Sword, 1 cycle is possible, and that's what SuperNinTaylor pulled off here. And the very nice double spin and slash before the middle section even becomes vulnerable. And Cobb now starting the Argus fight. And there we go. Now Cobb is about to pick up his 7th crystal. We all know what that means. That means it's time for everybody's favorite big key guessing game. 1 to 22 are the number of locations you can select where Ganon's Tower's big key will be. And if you think if you have subscribed to one of the speed gaming channels or donated 250 bits or more, you can be entered into our leaderboard. Feel free to play along either way, but that's how you get into the leaderboard. Other than that, sit back and get ready to watch the thrilling conclusion of this race. We will be cutting this guessing game off as soon as Cobb enters Ganon's Tower.
What are you hoping for with the number the Ganon's Tower big key will be in?
Well, so my traditional guess is 14 because that's sort of Bob's chest, usually. But invariably somebody beats me to that, so I've started guessing other numbers. Today I went with 20.
And you just have a couple more seconds getting your guess. As soon as the screen starts fading black for entering, we will cut the game.
All right. So, Cobb entering Ganon's Tower. Chest number 1 is a piece of heart. Chest number 2, small key. And Cobb, once again, is heading right.
And we're getting a very satisfying 0 cycle from SuperNinTaylor.
That is... I don't even is the correct answer to that. Like, I can sometimes pull it off with butter, but Tempered Sword requires manipulation of the boots, and I just can't do it. That was glorious. Alright, heading through. That was chest number 6. Still nothing for Cobb. So we head over to the left side. Bob's Torch with a big 20.
Will we be getting a game 3?
I mean, it does look likely at this point, but with the way SuperNinTaylor has been executing this, I mean, it's certainly not a foregone conclusion. There's another bee. What's this? A randomizer seed woefully underpopulated by bees? A large influx of bees ought to put a stop to that. Anyway. So that's chest number 11. Still nothing found. And nothing in chest number 12 either as we head on to the Fire Snake room and the Randomizer room. Fire Snake, small key as well. I believe we knew that one had to happen, actually. Based on the number of small keys we'd already seen. Well, it was either there or Tile Room. And SuperNinTaylor also going right side. And there it is, chest number 14. So, Cobb is now making his way up Ganon's Tower. SuperNinTaylor gonna go find that big key in Rando Room. So checking those extra 3 chests, it's not the worst because, first of all, COB does not have really any backups like bottles or safeties or anything. And second of all, if checking those 3 chests doesn't take that long, and Buttersword can actually save you some time on Ganon, so sometimes that's worth it. And here in the gauntlet, COB. Wow, that was a pretty clean gauntlet for COB as we head toward Lanmola's. Now, COB is going to go ahead and powder this anti-fairy, which is going to throw off the timing a little bit here on Lanmola's, but it's possible that we could still get a pretty quick cycle here with the silver arrows. Unfortunately, that didn't happen here.
And there's the big key for Taylor.
Yeah, bit of a snag there on Lanmo, but COB should be, smooth sailing from here on out, unless Trolldorm has something to say about it. Like SuperNinTaylor had a little bit of issues there with Mimics too. Alright, so COB now lighting the torches in the first torch room and heading up to the second torch room. No danger of despawning the tower. He got that first torch room done rather quickly. So we head into the second torch room, and from this point on we should be golden. Now, based on COB's pattern of chest checking and stuff, he may actually check the chest before and the chest after Moldorm. He is going to powder these anti-fairies and go ahead and grab one. Alright, he's not going to check the chest before Moldorm. And SuperNinTaylor snipes a Lanmola from across the room. Just a piece of heart for COB. And it's time for Geometry Wizard. Otherwise known as Aghanim 2. So, the general strategy I've heard for Aga 2, which actually hearing this strategy sort of improved my runtime, my ability at this, is to get kind of close to Aga and then move a little so that you can knock the particles back at him. This could be a setup for a triple. Just looked like 2 hit it, and it might have only counted as 1. I think I'm gonna say that did only count as 1.
And we're getting a stone bee with who actually got out of the stone. Wait, bee bird, I mean, sorry. It would be.
We've got so many bees in this seed, it might as well be a bee.
it would be awesome that if you have a fruitless seed, it were bees.
It would be fun. We'll have to talk to the devs about that one. But Cobb is now on the Ganon fight. Phase 1. Gonna need to get some... that should be enough to get him to Phase 2. You'll want 12 slashes here. We will not have cape strats, that's for sure. I think he's short a couple, actually, for this phase. Yeah.
I counted 10, so he should be good right now. But
now we're on to phase 3.
Just slashing some more anger away from the seed doesn't matter. It's just something you might as well do if you have to wait and you.
On to phase 3.
It certainly will look like both runners could get a sub 130 if they both don't fall or die on Ganon.
All right, into phase 4. That was a particularly long set of teleports there. But Cobb is now going to set up the torch glitch. Excellent range torch glitch. This could be a double.
That was the most perfect torch glitch activation I have ever seen before.
And there we go. Cobb takes down Ganon with 4 arrows. This was an extremely close race, and that's gonna do it. Cobb finishing with an official time of 1 hour, 28 minutes, and 12 seconds.
Really well done. And also GG's to SuperNinTaylor, finishing with an official Speed Racing TV time of 1 hour, 28 minutes and 50 seconds. These runners were just 38 seconds apart. And GG Lalala.
Oh wow, thanks.
So, that was a exciting race. Very close at the end there, and we're also joined by SuperNinTaylor. Wow, that was a race for sure.
Hello, yes, that was pretty close in the end there.
Yeah, so...
Dude, you're insane. I mean, jeez.
It's
just like, you are so good because I made all the right decisions. I was going up Ganon's Tower. I was feeling so good. I was like, Ice Rod was in Graveyard Ledge. I didn't even go to Village of Outcast. You know, I got this one. And then you done like 30 seconds after me, and I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, so basically, Cobb, you were ahead going into Ganon's Tower by about 3 minutes. And SuperNinTaylor has just ridiculous execution, apparently.
Wow, because I wasn't crazy about my Ganon's Tower, but I was happy.
It was probably more like 2 minutes going into GT. It was a little more going into like Swamp and stuff like that. The SuperNinTaylor got the 0 cycle Argus.
Nice, yeah. Oh, you did the dash strats? Nice.
Yeah. Yeah, I was pretty proud of that. That was pretty sweet. I don't get it all the time, so to get it in a race like this was pretty cool.
I think depending on Argus's movement pattern, it may not even always be possible.
Yeah, maybe not. It's hard to say. I guess if he like moves really fast towards you, it's hard to.
Yeah, if you get like three fast movements in a row, I think you're shot.
Yeah.
That being said,
so from now on, all my races must include SuperNinTaylor, because it seems to be a thing that us racing, we get early boots, early bow, and silver arrows on hedge race.
I was so stoked about those early boots. That was like my favorite thing about the whole seed.
I mean,
well, we got them in Kakariko Village in the last seed, and the silver arrows were in the exact same spot.
I mean, Cobb, the way you could make sure that happens is if you lose the next race, but I'm sure you don't want to.
Oh no, we're 1-1.
But yeah, there is this whole. So basically, the main difference here, of course, and I'm sure you know this, is SuperNinTaylor dipped Swamp Palace looking for the hook shot, and that was basically the big difference here.
Yeah, I'll admit now, that was just a complete brain fart. I wasn't even thinking about the hook shot. I went into it expecting to full clear and like beat Argus, and then right as I got in there, I was like, I don't even have the hook shot. But then by then, it was like I already commit to it, so I had to follow through. So I just wasn't thinking.
Someone in the chat theorized that you might have forgotten you didn't have the hook shot, but we didn't believe him.
No, I just completely brain farted there.
You know, I had a similar like loss of focus. I did Hype Cave and then was going to go over to Digging Game, and for whatever reason found myself heading towards the Lunchbox Man, and I was like, I'll go check the tablet there. That was my plan.
Nice. But yeah, once I found hookshot where I found it, I was like, oh, this is not good at all. Because would have made most sense to go straight to pod because you could full clear it, and then I guess Turtle Rock because you got 2 medallions and might as well get the knowledge of whether you have the medallions you need, and then of course you would clear it if you're there. So once I saw the hookshot first chest in Turtle Rock, I was like, oh, this is not a good sign.
Yeah, we thought it was especially unfortunate that you decided to go right side first.
Yeah, that sucks.
And we were like, oh no.
You skipped Village of Outcasts?
Skip Village of Outcasts?
No, he did Village, and he actually checked first 4 of Thieves Town.
Wow, you so out-executed me, it's not even funny.
Yeah, I had some decent execution this race, for sure. Just my routing kind of killed me, I think.
All right, so yeah, this was a heck of a race to watch, and I can only hope that the other races I commentate will be just as exciting.
Well, thank you for commentating, guys. What was your item count, by the way?
144.
Our item counts are always so similar. Yeah, I had 135.
Oh yeah, nice. Well, I'm sure race number 3 will be pretty hype. Whenever that may be.
Yeah,
right.
we didn't
Make sure to
plan
get
on
it
that.
set up.
Yeah.
I don't know when the deadline is. Is it Sunday?
Yeah, it's Sunday 9 p.m. EDT, if I remember correctly.
All right.
Yeah, it'll probably be this weekend. I think we both said Friday wasn't great for us.
All right. That seems reasonable. So we'll all be looking forward to that. Is there anything else you guys would like to say about this seed before we try to wrap things up here?
Not really. Just, I thought it was a fun seed, mostly because of early boots, of course. But, good job.
I do have to make one comment about that what was up with the bomb there in Escape?
Oh god. Another brain fart. Once I did that, I was like, oh, why did I do that? I wasted the bomb.
Don't worry, I've done that before myself. Actually, what I did was I didn't find any bombs, and I was like, well, I don't have any bombs, so I just left.
Well,
I was actually really happy to get the bomb that I did because I kind of screwed up with the cane in the beginning. And I was like, okay, if I don't have enough for the rat, I'll just use the bomb on him.
Sweet. All right, everybody. So
Our menu times were identical.
Wow. All right, so this was an excellent race, and I'm glad I got to commentate it. Once again, I want to thank both of you, Cobb and SuperNinTaylor, for showing this off. And I want to thank our tracker, Yoinker's wife, and my co-commentator, Demon's Druid. Thank you so much for dealing with my shenanigans.
And thank you for sticking with me through these terrible puns and jokes I made.
And yeah, so if you enjoyed what you saw here today, the best way to help out those involved is to give them a follow here on Twitch, and I'm sure we would all appreciate it. So, coming up today, we've got plenty more randomizer action on all of the Speed Gaming channels and some of the Link to the Past randomizer channels, so make sure you follow those as well. And if you... just stick around for all of the randomizer action you could stand coming up in the next few weeks. Early brackets are going to be packed with races, so this is going to be huge. Alright, so with that, I think it's about time to wrap things up, so I will just say that I have been Dr. Bobtastic.
And I've been Demon's Druid.
And we'll see you later.